Perfect. Well, welcome to this informational session on the Management Fundamentals program. My name is Steve Sloan. I'm the head of programs here at Claw Social Leadership. For the next half an hour or so, I'm just going to be running you through the Management Fundamentals program, what it is, what you'll be doing, and then, of course, at the end, got some time carved out for you to ask any questions that you might have about the program. So there's the agenda for the session. Going to give you a bit of background on Claw Social Leadership, what we believe about leadership, some information about the actual program itself, and then, like I mentioned, some questions and answers at the end. So in terms of our beliefs at Claw Social Leadership, we have four key ones that kind of run throughout all of the programs and work that we do. So we believe that leadership development is a lifelong journey. We don't see these leadership development programs as kind of tick box and you're done. There is a real culture and encouragement to continue your learning throughout your career, throughout your life. It's the same with many different skills. It can take a lifetime to master, and leadership is no different here. It's something that's constantly changing, month by month, year by year. There's always different challenges, approaches, frameworks to take on board and use as a leader in the social sector. Secondly, we believe that everyone is a leader. Everyone is capable of being a leader. We try to differentiate ourselves from traditional leadership development programs in viewing leadership development as something that is reserved for people with various senior job titles, senior leadership teams, chief executives, that sort of thing. We try to democratize, decentralize leadership development as much as possible. So giving it to everybody and really recognizing that no matter where you sit within an organization, you are a leader, and supporting people to recognize that fact in themselves. Thirdly, we believe that good leadership is essential for social change. So this program and many like it are really important steps for individuals to take in order to become more effective at bringing about social change in their communities and your organizations. And then fourth point there, and I think the most important one that really resonates with me and that I see on our programs is that leaders grow leaders. And this really speaks to the cohort model that we have on all of our programs where you'll be put with around with management fundamentals, it could be 10 to 20 fellow leaders who come from a range of different backgrounds, organizations, and experiences who you can learn from. So the diversity of thought, opinion, and experience and lived experience is something that is incredibly powerful on all of our programs and really contributes to the kind of golden nuggets and knowledge and experience and expertise that you'll come away from programs like this with. So those are our four key beliefs, and they're something that we try to hold at the forefront of all the programs that we run here at Claw Social Leadership. So the program itself, Management Fundamentals, is a 7-week program. The next one is running from September 2025 to November 2025. And on the next slide, there is a bit of a breakdown of the schedule. And that's also on our website for you to take a bit of a look at to check how available you are, if there's something you'd like to consider. Some key points about the program itself. It is an entirely online program, so there are no in-person workshops with the program, and this just means that it's a lot easier for people to join, no matter where they're located in the country or in the world, for that matter. The time commitment is 3 to 4 hours per week, and how this looks is you'll be encouraged to dive into different modules, which you can see there at the bottom half of the page, where you'll be directed to do reflection. There are lots of different resources that come in the form of reading, listening, watching, that you'll be encouraged to do in each of those modules. And what you'll be doing is bringing that learning that you take from the self-guided online learning modules to these online workshops where you'll be reflecting on what you've been looking at, what you've been reading, listening to. You'll have an opportunity to practice some of the techniques within those modules, but also be introduced to certain techniques in the workshops as well. So it's entirely self-guided online learning, and you'll be directed via email, what you need to be starting, and when. It's also worth mentioning that this program is accredited by the Institute of Leadership. And as part of the cost, the fee of the program, you'll be given access 1 year's membership to the Institute of Leadership's online learning platform, so you can continue that leadership development after the program is finished. They've got a wealth of resources on there. They've got their own exclusive events. There's mentoring opportunities available there as well. You'll also receive an accredited certificate from the Institute of Leadership, and you'll also be able to you'll receive post-nominals. So there'll be some letters that you'll be able to put after your name if that's something that appeals to you. So if you complete the Management Fundamentals program, you'll be able to add AIOL onto your email signature, your LinkedIn, wherever you want to put it. If that's something you want to flash around, the opportunity is there. So a great benefit is the fact that it's accredited, and those two benefits being the online learning platform and the post-nominals. And of course, I've got the fee for the program there is £425. And as I mentioned already, you can see the modules that are present on the program there. So module 1 is looking at you as a manager, who you are as a manager, what is important to you as a manager, then looking at your productivity, then looking at healthy communication, effective teams, and then future thinking. And future thinking really is a module geared around you having a think about what comes next. What are you taking from the program, putting into action, and setting yourself some goals and targets that you want to achieve over the next 3 months, 6 months, year. So that is a bit of a rundown of the program itself and what you can expect to be doing. Here's the schedule. The schedule is also included on our website. So we begin on the 1st of October with your first welcome session. You've then got a first workshop on Thursday, the 16th of October, then on Wednesday, the 5th of November, and then a closing session on the 19th of November. And you can see the session timings there sort of run from 12 until 2, and then the closing session is only an hour and runs from 1:30 until 2:30. So in terms of application criteria, if you're thinking, is this program for me? Not really sure how I fit in. What we would say is this program is for newly appointed managers or current managers who are maybe looking for a bit of a refresher. Maybe you haven't had any management training since you've started a new role and you think that this is something that you would benefit from, then this is definitely be for you. Even if you've had management training recently, you feel comfortable in your management role. There's still some new bits and pieces you might learn in this program, and of course, creating and developing a network of fellow leaders and managers as well is something that is really important as well. And of course, your interest in using your leadership, management skills, and knowledge to help make the world a better place is key. All of the participants on our programs are working in the social purpose space, so everyone will be coming from very similar backgrounds and contexts. And we do actually have one bursary available for this program for an individual from a Black or racially minoritized background who's working for an organization that's small or medium size, and the kind of cutoff on annual turnover there is £1 million. So if you feel like if that applies to you or applies to a colleague or a contact that you know, then there's an option to opt in for that in our application form that is on our website when you sign up. In terms of what our past participants on the Management Fundamentals program are saying, there's a few key highlights here that we've received from participants since we began the Management Fundamentals program about 18 months ago. So I'll just leave this slide here for a minute or so for you to just have a look at what people are saying. So hopefully that's useful for you to have a look at what people are saying, and of course some high praise for our facilitator, Josephine Knowles, who was the CEO founder of Women and Girls Charity in Southampton for about 25 years, and she's since stepped back from that and is involved in a lot of our work that we do with managers. So she's incredibly experienced in the sector and is kind of very aware, cognizant of all the challenges that are confronting managers and leaders in our sector. That brings all of the main content to a close. I'm gonna shut off the recording and then we can do a question and answers.